Right, good morning class. Let's go. So cycle test, the grade 10 cycle test 1, term 1, 2022. Okay, so please let me know what we didn't do, because you guys didn't do too well either. Okay. As you indicated, you found no reason to watch the videos, which means to say you guys are supposed to have been okay, but I don't know what's wrong with you guys. Okay. People, question 1.1. The question says simplify. So simplify, we must get rid of the brackets. We must multiply. Not so. So 8 times 6 is 6a. 8 times negative 5 is negative 5a squared. 1 times 6 is positive 6. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5a. Of course, you must add like terms. So I'll write that first, so negative 5a squared. 6a minus 5a is positive a plus 6. Did I teach you that? Yes. Look at the next one. People, binomial square, one of two ways. If I don't know how to apply the binomial square rule, you write it out twice and you multiply it. Okay? However, I know how to do it. Alhamdulillah. So negative 2b into b all squared, b squared. b times 3, negative 3 times 2 is negative 6b. The last term squared is positive. Okay. Now what do we do? Now we multiply this here. Okay, so negative 2b times b squared is negative 2b cubed. Negative 2b times negative 6b, negative 12b squared. Negative 2b times 9 is negative 18b. Did I teach you that? Yes. Please let me know, eh? Sorry? After? Positive 12a squared. Positive, okay? My mistake there? Negative times negative is definitely a positive. Okay. Yes, made another mistake.
So on the first 1.1, my answer was a minus 5a squared
Plus 6. Plus b or plus 6?
Plus 6.
Huh?
Not wrong.
Is correct? Did I mark it wrong?
Yes,
Okay. People, whatever problems there are, you just bring it to the end of the session, then I can see if you must be awarded the mark or not. Okay? You all okay with that?
Yes.
If you must get the mark, you get the mark. Don't worry. Okay? I won't keep it for myself. I don't get richer if I keep the marks. Okay? But I don't lose anything if I give it to you. Right. 1.3. 2c times c squared, 2c cubed. 2c times negative 5c, negative 10c squared. 2c times negative 6, negative 12c. 1 times c squared, c squared. 1 times negative 5c, negative 5c. 1 times negative 6, negative 6. So what do we do now? Like that. So it's going to be 2c cubed. That one, that is like this. Negative 10c squared plus c squared is negative 9c squared. Negative 12c minus 5c, negative 7c minus 6. Did we do this? The next one. 6d times 8d is 48d squared. 6d times 2 over 3, 3 over 2. So if we don't know how to do that, no problem. We apply a calculator. 6 multiplied by 3 over 2 is 9. So it's going to be 9d. Not so. Negative a half times 8 is negative 4d. Say we didn't know that, no problem. Negative a half times 8. Negative. Oh no, it's so easy. Negative 4d. Negative a half times 3 over 2. You can do that also in the calculator. You should get negative 3 over 4. So what do we do now? Like terms. So that's going to give you 48 d squared plus 9. No, 9 minus 4 is 5d minus 3 over 4. Okay. The next one. Did we do this? Yes. Yes? Yes, Michael, you could have used the calculator in the paper. Okay. Now imagine she could have used the calculator. Maybe she would get even a better mark. But the thing is, she must don't listen, man. So what? Now whose fault is that? You could have used the calculator since last year, December. So now you can always use a calculator. But there's going to come an exam that you're going to write at UCT in grade 12 where there's no calculator to use. It's called the NBT. But we'll speak again about it, okay, when you're in grade 12. People, 1.5. First we need to sort that out and the binomial square. So it's 2 into. You could have multiplied the 2 into one of the two brackets, not both. But according to BODMAS, we sort out brackets first. So 2e times e is 2e squared. E times negative 1 is negative e. 5 times 2e is going to give you 10e. And 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. Minus your binomial square. Again, if you can't do binomial square, you write that twice and you multiply it out. So 3e all squared is 9e squared. 3e times 7 is negative 21 times 2 is going to give you negative 42e. Negative 7 squared is positive 49. So what do I do now? Get rid of that outer bracket, or I can add my like terms here first. Okay, I'm going to multiply out. I'm not going to worry about like terms for now. I know some of you multiply this and get positive 9e. You just replace it, it's also fine. Okay, so 2 times 2e squared is 4e squared. 2 times negative e is negative 2e. 2 times 10e is going to be 20e. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Negative times positive is negative 9e squared. Positive 42e minus 49. Many of you didn't write this bracket here. Highlight that in almost every time we come across that. Highlight it and you guys still catch on your own stuff. Okay. The e squares are like terms, the e's are like terms, and so are the constants. Okay. So 4e squared minus 9e squared is negative 5e squared. Negative 2e plus 20e is 18e. Plus 42e is 60e. Is that correct? And minus 10 minus 49 is minus 59. You all agree with that? Any problems here? Did we do this? That's already 35% of the paper. I'm just saying that. People, question 2. Factorize completely. Looking at 2.1.1, what is common there? X. No. Negative. Since the first term is negative, so it's negative x. What are we left with? So it's going to be negative 2x squared divided by negative x. It's going to give you 2x. 5x divided by negative x is negative 5. 2 marks in the back. The next one. What is this? Factorization using trinomials. So what's the factors of the coefficient of x squared? 1 and 1. Of 6, what's the factors of 6? 1 and 6. 2 and 3. Okay. So what do we do here? We add or subtract our factors? We add them. Okay. Michael, what are you busy? Sorry?
I'm good.
Writing your paper? Oh. You look very busy. Right, we add or subtract our products? We add it. 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 1 is 1, you add it, you get 7. 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 2 is 2, you add it, you get 1. That's what I want. So it's a 1 and a 2 in a bracket, and a 1 and a 3. So it's 1x and a 3. What about our signs? Both is going to be the same. In this case, both is going to be minus. Just writing it neatly here. It's x minus 2 into x minus 3. The board is just jumping around here. We just align it. Let's see if it's going to work. No, we're playing games, okay? Hopefully that's a bit better. Did we do this, people? Yes, since last year. Okay. Let's look at the next one. 2.1.3. What do we notice here? There's a. What do we notice here, people? There's a common factor. Common factor of what? 3. What are we left with? X squared minus 7x minus 8. So, trinomial again. What are the factors that goes on the product line? 1 and 1, 1 and 8, 2 and 4. Do we add or subtract our products? Subtract them. So 1 times 8 is 8, 1 times 1 is 1. Subtract it again. 7. Not so. So it's a 1 and a 1 and a 8. There's the x, so the x and x. What about the sign? Same sign or opposite sign? Opposite sign. But the bigger one is going to take the sign of the middle term, and the middle term is negative. So it's going to be negative and positive. Right. 2.1.4. This is factorization by 4 terms. Factorization by grouping. Let's group the first 2 and then the next 2. If it doesn't work, then we rearrange. Okay. What is common in the first 2 terms? X squared. What are we left with? X minus 1. In the second set of terms, negative 4 into x minus 1. What is now common? X minus 1. What are we left with? X squared minus. What's happening here? Difference of 2 squares. So it's going to be x minus 1, x plus 2, x minus 2. Did we do this?
Yeah.
Yes. Just look at the next one. Well, what can be done in 2.1.5? First step, we have a common bracket. And what is the value of the common bracket? X plus 1. You take x plus 1 out, what do we left with? X into x minus 4. Plus, if I take that out, what am I left with? 4. So what do we do here? We get rid of the bracket, multiply the bracket out. We don't have a bracket within the bracket, so it's going to be x squared minus 4x plus 4. I say, hang on, that second bracket, what's happening there? Perfect square trinomial. Not so. What's the square root of x squared? X. What's the square root of 4? 4. 2. So yes. So you got x plus 1, x plus or minus? Minus. Then we test if it works. X times negative 2, negative 2x. Times 2, negative 4. So yes, it works. Okay. Did we do a sum like that? No. I was waiting for that. Out of the textbook. Yeah? What do you think? I give you stuff like... All this type is out of exercise. Yeah, people? This is a combination of exercise 2.16. Sorry, 1.16. With a common bracket was exercise 1.10. So a combination of 1.10 and 1.16, you get this type of sum. You do check your skills. Unit 5 or question 5. Gee, same idea is tested, but there's difference of 2 squares. But this is just a perfect square trinomial in the second bracket. So don't be fooled, people. All these things was done. But yet, you find no reason to practice, no? Right, let's carry on with our lives. Okay. People, the next one. It's a bit bigger. Bigger than usual. 2.6 for 5 marks. Yeah, I thought Minnie's going to let us know. We need to make the test a bit harder. I thought Minnie's going to get this question. No? But you guys surprised me. No? They said they want this marks. Right, what can happen there? Right, so it's going to be a minus 3, a plus 3. Plus 2 into a minus 3 times a minus 3. That is basically what a minus 3 square means. Okay. What is now common? Common bracket of a minus 3. If I take this a minus 3 out, what am I left with? A into a plus 3. That is factorization of common bracket. We've done this. Okay. Plus, one of the 2 is going to be taken out. So we left with the other. 2 into a minus 3. You all agree with that? That is your common bracket factorization. Why are you smiling, Michael? Oh, every time I see you smiling. Something wrong with my glasses, okay? So it's a minus 3. In the second bracket, what we busy with? A squared plus 3a plus 2a minus 6. So you got a minus 3. But a squared plus 5a minus 6. But what's happening in the second bracket? Try, yes. So it's a minus 3. What goes on the line? 1 and 1. 1 and 6, 2 and 3. We add or subtract our products. Subtract. So 1 times 6 is 6, 1 times 1 is 1. You subtract, you get 5. So 1 and a 1, a 1 and a 6. So there's a squared, so it's a 1a squared, which is a squared. What about our signs? A plus and a minus. The bigger one must be? Plus. The bigger product must be. Any issues here? No. Let's look at 2.2. Last question in question 2 has 3 marks. They say, this is a nice question, eh? Okay, all these questions are nice. They say that if P plus Q is negative 3, P times Q is 4. What's the value of PQ plus QQ? Without thinking of any of these here, what could we do with that? What can we do with that? Different sum of cubes. Factorize sum of cubes. So there's going to be PQ plus QQ. Right? So let's go. Didn't you think to yourself, there wasn't difference of in sum of cubes? So probably forgot? Don't you think like that? No, you would only think like that if you had studied for the test. Joe, I spent 20 minutes on that exercise. And the question doesn't come in. I say, hang on. But yeah, I got it. No? But you guys don't think like that, no? Cube root of PQ? P plus Q. First term is going to be what? P squared. Plus, no, minus PQ. Plus Q squared. So I know what PQ is. P plus Q is. Right, so this one is sorted. That's the least of my worries. PQ, also sorted. What is PQ? 4. This is my problem. Not so? So I say, okay. You tell me, don't make your problem mine. Huh? That you get in your brains instead. But anyway, you say P plus Q equals negative 3. So, how do I get P squared and Q squared? By squaring both sides. Not so? So what is P plus Q squared? Binomial squared. It's going to be P squared plus that times 2 is going to be 2PQ plus Q squared equals 9. Not so? But P squared plus Q squared is equal to 9 minus 2PQ. But what is PQ equal to? P times Q. P times Q is 4. So it's 9 minus 2 times 4. What's 9 minus 8? 4. I give you the answer. 9 minus 8. And 9 minus 8 is 1. So in other words, P plus Q, P squared plus Q squared is equal to 1. Which means now to say that is now equal to P times Q, P plus Q, negative 3 into. What's P squared plus Q squared? 1. Yes? Minus P times Q, 4. Which is negative 3 times negative 3, which is 9. Alright. Right, let's carry on. Yes. Sorry? What do you say? What does she want? Write it up. Get it from the video. Oh yeah, but you guys will make use of it. Right. If you had made use of it, you've done something right. Are you watching that? You told me yesterday you were not watching the video.
I watched it, sir.
So I watched it.
Now why did you hang up yesterday? You hurt my feet. Everybody else didn't care about it. It was you that, and that broke my heart.
So I
Okay, we got 7x minus 1. People, that's almost the same. I swap it around. Swap it around, what's going to happen? Negative comes up. So it's 7x minus 1. Now what? 7x minus 1 cancels. Leaves you with negative 1. Let's look at 3.2. 3.2 for 3 marks. What needs to be done first here? Okay, I forgot to put this story on top. Okay? No. Change multiplication, division to multiplication. So it's x minus 1 squared over 3 times 6 over 7 times 14 over x minus 1 cubed. People, that means to say there's 3 of that type thing. Not so. X minus 1 times, x minus 1 times, and so on. Okay. So, x minus 1 squared cancels with 2 of that 3, leave you with 1. Not so. 3 going to 3 once, 3 going to 6 twice, 7 going to 7 once, 7 going to 14 twice. 2 times 2? 4 over x minus 1. We don't need this bracket, okay? So it's just 4 over x minus 1. Okay? It was easy. The giveaway is absolutely. For 3 marks, what we have here is on top. Do you have a common factor? No. So you ask yourself, I'm doing all the factorization, but Mr. Bodlicker forgot about 2.17. Exercise, sorry, 1.17. Was it 1.17? Where you have a number other than the 1.19? A number other than 1 in your coefficient of x squared or the constant? And here, surprise, surprise, comes in. So, what goes on the line? 1 and 2. For 18, 1 and 18. 2 and 9. 3 and 6. Do we add or subtract our products? Subtract them. Yeah? So that's going to be 18 minus 2 is 16. That is 9 minus 4 is 5. That is 6 and 6. So none of that works. So what do? Swap one of the factors around. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 6 is 12. 12 minus 3 is 9. And that's what I want. So it's a 2 and a 3, a 1 and a 6. 2 and a 3. Remember in grade 9 I told you, don't do the short method. You need it later on in your life. And you thought, what does this man know, no? Yeah, that's how you guys think. We will now the generation X, generation Z. What do you guys know? The Z, yeah. Generation Z. You know everything was. Yes. Now why do you think you were Z? Generation X was the ones that wanted to solve everything. Generation Z knows everything. No? Yes. So, people, what about our signs? 1 plus 1 minus. The bigger product must be positive. So that's your bigger product. That's going to give you 12 and 3. So the 12 must be positive. Right. So what's going to happen here? Difference of 2 squares. So it's 2x minus 3, 2x plus 3. You cancel. That's all. X plus 6 over 2x plus 3. Any problems here, people? You just say no, 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 no. But still, yes. And I'm going to tell you to watch the video. Yes? Sorry? The signs. My sign's wrong? Sorry? Yes, because listen, if this was, the question is, does signs matter? If that is plus and this is minus, then that would give you 2x squared. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12x. 3 times x is positive 3x, which is negative 9x. But here you got positive 9x. And that's going to give you negative 18. So your middle term will be wrong. You understand? That's why signs matter. Okay. Right, next. Whoops. Right, 3.4 for 4 marks, simplify. No common factor there, no. So, just get rid of the brackets. This is a conjugate pair. So you multiply the first and the last. The 1 over x times 1 over x, 1 over x squared. Negative y times positive y, negative y squared. Now we multiply that. So you got negative y over x squared times 1 over y. I know some of you can do this in your head. Okay? Maybe in the other class. Okay? But okay? That cancels. Not so. So what are we left with? Negative 1 over x squared. Okay? Then we got y over x squared times x squared over y, x squared y over 1. What happens? X squared cancel. Y times y, y squared. It must be negative. Not so. Be negative. Because negative times a positive is negative. I had to put my signs on. Oops, not there. Yeah. Okay. Well, what do we notice now? What is 1 over x squared minus 1 over x squared? Cancel. Gone. What is negative y squared minus y squared? Negative 2y squared. Okay. And yeah, I thought I was going to lose chocolates in this exam. Huh? But you guys don't want chocolates. Huh? No, I'm not sitting here next paper. So, remember, you only get chocolates if you get full marks for this paper, I said. Then. What? Where's the last question? Last question, the bonus question. You have to just choose whichever one you think is right. Okay. Bonus. Right, the question says calculate the value of x, y, x times y. Okay. So we say, okay, what gaan hier in? What's your LCM there? X, y. Not so? This is my LCM. So what if I multiply 1 over x plus 1 over y equals 12. If I multiply this by xy, then I just want to get rid of my LCM. No? So I multiply that by y. So it's going to be 1 times y is y. Must multiply y by x. So you multiply 1 by x, I get x equals 12 times, that is over 1. So 1 times what's going to give you xy? Xy. So it's going to be 12xy. So hang on. What is x plus y equal to? 3, yes. So we got 3 equals 12xy. But what do they want on its own? Xy. So I divide by 12 both sides. So xy is going to be 1 over 4. I know some of you watched that video where they said, well, you guys remember what that video said? The video said about multiple choice. Who can remind us? If they give you a sums here, multiple choice, the answer is always, or most of the time? Okay, you guys didn't watch the video. I watched the video where they said, for multiple choice technique, if you don't know the answer, pick C. Yeah. Who heard that video? You? Okay. So, I heard it also afterwards. And I went through the past papers and I saw that's actually correct. So from now on, I don't make it C. So that, listen, that answer was at C. I just told you now because I heard the video. Yes. Okay, if you didn't hear about the video, it's fine. Because that is not applicable to my papers. People, enjoy the weekend. Good morning, class. Don't forget the files must be collected. Okay. Are you asking about the homework for the weekend? No. You're gonna what? You lie. Alright, bye-bye.